Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Jag Lane. Welcome back to another video here at Stay Cinematic. There has been a couple of rumours that this man named Kevin Feige, the head of Marvel Studios, is reportedly looking to step down as the Marvel Studios president. This comes from comicmovie.com. Rumour: Kevin Feige is planning to step down as Marvel Studios president, but not anytime soon. The reason I bring this up is because Kevin Feige is being rumoured to be trying to go for the head of Lucasfilm job. Be the overseer of Star Wars. Now, I don't know what that means, but this article then comes out. There's a rumour that he's planning to step down as Marvel Studios president, but not anytime soon. I wonder if he gets the Star Wars job, whether he steps down. And that's where these rumours have come from. Okay, let's read the article. There have been calls for Kevin Feige to step down as the president of Marvel Studios for years, even at the height of the MCU's success and popularity. But even some long-time fans of the franchise have now begun to lose faith in Feige's ability to steer the ship. Feige is still the highest-grossing film producer of all time, and the projects he's been involved with have a combined worldwide box office gross of over $31 billion. However, the last few Marvel Studio movies, Deadpool and Wolverine aside, have underperformed while also earning mostly negative reviews from critics. After a solid start, Captain America Brave New World dropped by 68% in the second weekend with a $28.3 million from 4,105 North American theatres. The movie is now approaching $300 million worldwide on a reported production budget of $108 million. But this is before marketing costs, and some believe the actual budget would be closer to $300 million after extensive reshoots. Even if this information is fake, the movie may still struggle to make much of a profit by the end of its run, and this has to be viewed as a disappointing result after the massive... let me try and bring this a bit more on screen. Massive success of Deadpool and Wolverine. It's hard to argue with the perception that the MCU simply isn't the world-conquering franchise it once was, and a lot of people believe it's time for Feige to hang up his spurs and give someone else an opportunity to take things back on track. Last night, Feige was named as a possible contender to replace Kathleen Kennedy as president of Lucasfilm, and while we're not sure if this is actually on the cards, analysts believe it will probably end up being Dave Filoni. We're hearing that he is planning to step away from Marvel at some point. Scooper, MTTSH, is reporting that Feige is indeed set to retire as Marvel Studio president, but it won't be until after the X-Men reboot is released, which means he'll be staying on top of the mound for at least another 2 or 3 years. It's worth noting that MTTSH reported that Kennedy will be stepping down in 2025 last September. It's accurate this wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with the current state of the studio. Nobody stays in any position forever, and Feige's been running things at Marvel since 2007. I genuinely think I love Kevin Feige. You know, he's done really good stuff from the first 3 phases of Marvel with the Infinity Saga. And I feel like he was pressured into doing this boom, 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 boom Disney Plus content, shows that just fell flat. The movies aren't as successful now. There's a massive reason why. We are burnt out as a fandom. There's still fun films to watch. You know, there's films that Captain America Brave New World, I want to go see it. Why am I not seeing it in cinema? I think it's just because, I wanted to, but then I look at the ticket prices and things, and I think, well, I can just buy the film in a month or two, or it'll be on Disney Plus, and I can watch it when I want in the comfort of my own home. I think that's partially my reason, but also the film went through massive reshoots, and I don't know. I've heard good things, but I just don't know. Kevin Feige stepping down and replacing Kathleen Kennedy, I think everyone's right in saying Dave Filoni. Honestly, but it is interesting that rumors come about, and Kevin Feige is now looking to hand the baton off to somebody else. The X-Men film, as far as I'm aware, X-Men reboot, that's not coming until, I think, 27. So yeah, two years is about right. Yeah. Unless he's offered the Star Wars job. If he's offered the Star Wars job, he'll go and do that. I think that's already been, that will be what he'll do. My question is who would you have replace him? I don't really know. Like, Kathleen Kennedy's really easy to replace. Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau. Would you have Jon Favreau take over the MCU? I don't know. Would Jon Favreau be a good pick? Now I'm wondering. Like, Dave Filoni takes Star Wars, Jon Favreau takes Marvel, and both of them are very passionate about both projects. Dave Filoni knows everything about Star Wars, and he'd hire people who are like him, who want to build a better Star Wars. Jon Favreau was the guy who directed the first Iron Man. Jon Favreau, of course, has been very a big part of the MCU in just the movie itself. I look at Jon Favreau. You know, he played Happy Hogan. He's actually one of the people that went to the Russo brothers and just said, please don't kill off Tony Stark's Iron Man. Don't do this to Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. Let him live. Let him retire. And I remember reading that thinking, and this was about a year after it had happened. So this was like 2020. This came out. And it was kind of like that moment where you realise this guy really cares for the franchise. Because if you think about it, when did the franchise start to dip? It was after Endgame. Spider-Man did alright. Spider-Man was a very good film. Far From Home. But it was after that film we went into the multiverse saga, where I think it was 2021 when Disney Plus released, or 2020, and we just got bombarded with shows. Would that have happened if they kept him alive? Of course it would have. But they could have always pulled Robert Downey Jr. back and then an Iron Man to make a lot of money and improve they still have hits and then course correct. Which is kind of what I feel like they're doing with Doomsday, bringing him back. I love RDJ. Like everyone else, you know, he is the MCU god at this point. He started it. He is the actor that kicked off the franchise, being like, okay, this could be something. I look at Kevin Feige stepping down. If it's in 2-3 years, I think he should see out this saga. And this is where I don't agree with him staying on past this saga. Because if he's going to start it and then leave it for someone to pick up and continue, how is that going to work? In terms of, like, them developing their own ideas and story. Of course, it's been rumoured that the next saga is the Mutant Saga, where we're going to be having Wolverine, X-Men movies. And yeah. Avengers versus X-Men has been rumoured as well. I remember hearing something about that last year. I think it's just interesting stuff that's coming out at the moment. And I'd be interested to see what happens. But a part of me is genuinely wondering, who would you have replace Feige? My honest opinion's Jon Favreau. Because he directed the first Iron Man film. He's been heavily involved in the franchise. You know, even if it's not been directing, he's been there for the filming of stuff. And he's very in with Disney. Because, of course, he directed The Lion King 2019 live-action remake. He's done a bunch of different movies. I think that's kind of where you go with it. Is go Jon Favreau. He did The Jungle Book. Is he also doing... Yeah, he's doing The Mandalorian and Grogu, isn't he? Yeah, because he does the Mandalorian show with Dave Filoni, don't he? I believe. Oh, Jon Favreau created. Didn't know he created The Mandalorian. I thought it was Dave Filoni. I knew he was part of it, but I thought Dave Filoni and him did it. But apparently it's just him. So clearly Disney trusts him enough. And Disney will... no matter what anyone says, Disney has final say. Disney aren't going to go, oh, Marvel, you pick your own president. We don't like this guy. I don't know, but... I don't know. Disney will make the right decision, I'm sure. And, well, who knows. But I think Bob Iger's back in control, you know. I put your trust in Bob. But yeah, no. Kevin Feige reportedly to step down. I believe it. I genuinely believe he will. If he gets the Star Wars gig. Because if you think about it, every film's being done. This year, every movie will have been produced and filmed by the end of this year. When Kathleen Kennedy steps down, every Marvel film would have been produced for the rest of this saga. Because Avengers Secret Wars is being filmed straight after Doomsday. Spider-Man films being filmed in between them both. During and in between, I think. Because that actually releases after Doomsday, before Secret Wars. I don't know the MCU slate, actually, for 2027. Because that's what we got to look at, is the slate for... Yeah, so the slate for 2027 includes an X-Men reboot and a second season of Hawkeye. That's what it's rumoured, okay. That's fine. So there is... So am I right in saying that there's... Yeah, July we got that. We got Fantastic Four First Steps. Then we got nothing until... And then we got Spider-Man 4, which is the next trilogy, in July. And then, yeah, Avengers Secret Wars. And then a Blade film. And then Armor Wars. Shang-Chi 2. Yeah. So, everything there that we have on that slate will be done by 2025. I mean, Secret Wars won't be, but he could leave. So if he got the Star Wars job, he could be out by this year, by the end of this year. If he doesn't, then he could be out by the end of 26, 27. So that's not too bad looking at it. Do I want Feige to leave? I'd say no, because I feel like he has created hit after hit for Marvel. But at the same time, he's only had a couple of movies that have struck gold in the last 7 years. Doomsday will be a hit. Secret Wars will be a hit. Fantastic Four, I'd assume would be a hit. But who knows? Thunderbolts, I'm not holding my breath for, but definitely the two Avenger team-up films will be hits, and the Spider-Man movie will, of course, always be a big one for them, because it's Tom Holland. A lot of people love Tom Holland, and he's got a big year in 2026, doesn't he? He has Avengers, Spider-Man, and the Nolan film. So he's going to be everywhere in 2026. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do, what happens. But, yeah, just Kevin Feige is reportedly to step down. And I just think it's all weird that this is coming out just as The Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down and the Star Wars job is up for grabs. Who wants that? Kevin Feige goes, me. Oh, okay, you might be leaving Marvel then. Because if you want this job, you might... You that's clear indication that you want to leave where you're currently at. Or maybe he wants it because he wants something different. Because he's done Marvel for 20-odd years. So, who knows? But with that being said, I'll leave it here. Let you guys have a little discussion in the comment section below. I spoke about Shrek 5 as well today. I don't know what that was. Spoke about Shrek 5 today. If you guys want to go check out that video, please go check it out. Leave a comment. Would love to have a discussion with you guys on that. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye for now. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and stay cinematic.